Hello people, my name is Seven, and today I wanted to talk about the recent Hollywood sex scandals that have been plaguing Hollywood. The timing seems right. The Golden Globes just happened yesterday, and a big topic in that ceremony were the cringy jokes about this very topic. Welcome ladies and remaining gentlemen. For the male nominees in the room tonight, this is the first time in 3 months it won't be terrifying to hear your name read out loud. Oh my god, it's so funny. It wasn't totally a team of 30 writers that came up with that joke. But bad jokes aside, today I wanted to shed some light on this topic from the male perspective and show that things aren't really the way they seem. So, let's get started. It seems that every time there's a new sexual harassment accusation, everybody just assumes that it's true, that it really happened. No one really does a proper background check. I mean, what reason would she have to accuse someone famous of sexually harassing her? Apart from all the attention, the fact that you're destroying their careers. No, there's absolutely no reason. And that's the first problem. If you accuse someone of sexually harassing you, no one will question you. People will just assume that it's true, even if it's not. And it's so easy to make a false rape accusation. You just go online and say, oh no, I had unwanted sexual relations with insert famous person name here in the closet 20 years ago, and it scarred me for life, which is why it took me decades to talk about it right now. This was extremely exaggerated, but it's exactly what's happening right now. It's important to stress that not all rape accusations are false. A lot of sexual harassment accusations are true. But there's always the ones that are false. And the next question is, why do they work? Because of this. When you get accused of sexual harassment, you are automatically considered guilty by the masses. So when the time comes to defend your case, it's not about proving if you did it. It's about proving that you didn't do it. And proving that you didn't do something, proving a negative, is impossible. I'll give it an example. Let's say that I wanted to prove that the government is secretly spying on us. It would be easy, kind of. If I wanted to prove that I'm being spied by the CIA, all I would have to do is find a camera that would be spying on me. Easy. But now let's say that I wanted to prove the opposite. Let's say that I wanted to prove that the government isn't spying on us. That's impossible. I could search my room top to bottom and not find a single camera, but I would not be able to say that they're not spying on me because they could be hidden still. And that's the problem, you can't prove a negative. Much like that I can't prove that I'm not being spied on, these people cannot prove that they didn't do whatever they're being accused of. So proving that you did something is easy, it's easy to find out, but proving that you didn't do something, it's pretty much impossible. But why is this so prevalent on Hollywood actors now? It's pretty simple. Actors and actresses are completely dependent on the way the public sees them. And filmmakers know this. Having a very famous actor playing the lead role can be the difference between millions of sales and just a couple of hundred. I mean, the only reason people started watching La La Land was because of Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. I didn't forget about you. Don't cry. I didn't forget about you. It gets to a point where you're not hired for your acting skills, you're hired for having a recognizable name. Like for example, Tom Hanks, bearded naked guy that fell in love with a handball. Next, Adam Sandler, unfunny guy that is so unfunny that it actually becomes funny. You see, we associate people's names with some of their best memorable moments. Now, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when I say Bill Cosby? Thank you, I rest my case. Hopefully now you understand just how damaging these sexual accusations are, truthful or not, towards these actors. And there's nothing that you can do to get away from the crossfire. One of the things that I really don't understand about some of these accusations is the fact that some of them are over 20 years old. To me, it makes no sense. You don't wait 20 years to accuse someone of sexually harassing you. You just don't. I mean, what are these people thinking? Yes, I just got sexually assaulted by Dustin Hoffman, but on the other hand, he's a very nice actor and I really like working with him, so I'm just gonna wait 20 years until he has a very established and successful career and then break it. It makes no sense to me. You don't get raped in a dark corner by a coked up drug addict musician and not go immediately to the cops because, I don't know, maybe you'll become the next Amy Winehouse in the next 20 years. No! If you get raped, you immediately go to the cops. In no situation is waiting a good thing. Which leads me to believe that all of these ancient accusations are false because they're ancient. And even if they're true, which most likely not, who cares? It happened decades ago. Let's put it like this. Let's say that you're a detective and you've been looking for a robber who robbed the convenience store 20 years ago. And you finally found him 20 years later, only to find out that he has a nice house, a nice family, a kids, a wife, a good well-paying job, and that he has been living by the book for the last 20 years. Do you still arrest him? You probably will, but it doesn't make any sense. That man is no longer a risk to society. Much like these actors who may or may not have done some less than pleasant things 20 years ago. And this leads me to my last point, which is context. And context will make or break any of these accusations. At this point, there's been hundreds of accusations directed to Hollywood actors, and one of the most prevalent responses is this: you weren't there. And it's true, we don't know the full story. In fact, we know a very tiny fraction of the story. We have no context, and context matters. I'm gonna tell you a little story. A few months ago, I was hitting on this girl. I don't know, we don't need to go into details. The important things are that I was hitting on her and I told her that I had a channel. Now, nothing's stopping her 20 years from now, when I have 50 million subs, from telling everyone that I sexually advanced on her. There's nothing stopping her from saying that. And once she says that, there's nothing that I can do. Because technically, I kinda did that. Now, telling this story like I did just now, it doesn't sound like anything out of the ordinary. If I went over the line, maybe she should have done a better job telling me that I was going over the line. I know I haven't done anything remotely wrong, but that could change in 20 years when she finally decides to come out and say completely out of context that I sexually advanced on her. I won't be able to deny it because it kinda happened and you can interpret it like that. And for a lot of people, that means that I did it. That means that I'm a sexual predator. That means that I have some kind of mental problem and I should be locked away. And that's obviously not the case. And I know that, at least for some of these cases, it's exactly what's happening to some of these actors. But in the end, with all of these scandals, we weren't there. We don't know what happened. My point with this video isn't to say that they're all false, that these accusations are false, that the men are completely innocent. No. The point with this video is that it's very easy to fake, with no repercussions. Anyone can call anything an unwanted sexual advance. And no man can ever deny that they didn't do it, because it's what men do. They hit on women, because that's kinda how it works. So in the end, we gotta look out for fakes. We can't say that every accusation is true right off the bat, because they're not. Most of them are not, and they can't be, for reasons that I've said multiple times in this video. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like, and I guess I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Ready, set, go!